today we're going to talk about the quads and how stretching the quads can benefit your parkour. So what are the quads? Quads are 4 very powerful muscles at the front of your thigh. Attachment, which is important to know, is the 3 of them are attached to the top of your thigh bone, called the femur, goes all the way down, and they're attached from the outside to the roughly inside-ish of your knee. But then you've got one which is attached on your hip bone. That one goes across the one in the middle and is attached at the front, or the front of the knee. And I want you to remember the attachment of the one which is on the hip bone, because moving your hip around when you stretch can get you more out of the stretch. We use the quads a lot in parkour. Jumping being an obvious one, running, striding, cat balance, cat leaps, balance, but particularly for the jumps and taking a landing is when we use the quads the most, and also how we see them change shape quite quickly. I'm going to give you 2 very powerful quad stretches. And what you need for one of them is a wall. And you're going to take your shoe off, because that's going to help you protect your knee. So if you take your shoe off and you place it up against the wall like so, then from here you're going to go down on all 4s, and you are going to place your knee on that shoe and align the rest of the leg up against the wall like this. Now this leg is going to now come through my hands, and it's a very powerful stretch. So if you haven't done this before, you need to breathe. But no pain, no gain, particularly for this stretch. So you're here. Now this angle is very important. Don't do this, because that's going to strain the knee at the front, and then it's going to strain the shin. And the whole purpose of these exercises is to find a stretch which is practical and doesn't stress other parts of your joints. So your knee needs to, if anything, drop behind the heel. Your hands are on either side of the leg, and your body is forward, and you want to get the bottom away from the heel. Now if this is too powerful, you can cheat your knee forward. The further away from the wall this knee goes, the more lenient the stretch. So you can stay here. Or if you're not getting anything out of the stretch and you're thinking, I need more, then you flex the foot and then place the knee right up against the wall. But I would not advise you to flex the foot if you haven't done this before. Stay here and focus on pushing the bottom away from the heel and breathe. Stay here for 40 seconds, pushing the hip forward. Once you've completed 40 seconds, 30 to 40, you want to come up on the knee. Try not to get your shoulders up here. It's going to be painful, but just accept the stretch, drop the shoulders. I would actually focus a lot on your shoulders. If your shoulders are up here, it restricts your breathing, because that is going to be painful in stretching anyway. And then again, you want to push your hips forward. Stay here for 30 to 40 seconds. If you can, from here, bring your arms over the head. If this is too much, then at least you can try one, and always use the arm which belongs to the leg that's behind you, because you might also get a stretch going into your hip flexor, which is not a bad thing. And again, staying for 30 seconds. This last part, if it's too much, just do the 2 just do this one and then the one up on the knees. So what if you don't have a wall and don't want to take your shoes off? Well, here's another stretch that you can do for your quads, which is also very powerful. So for this one, you're going to start here. I've got my bottom resting on my heels, and I've got my arms, and most of my weight is now back on my arms. You are then going to move your knees forward, but as you move your knees forward, you're going to imagine that you're pulling your hip back, because if you're just moving your whole body back and forth, it's not going to give you a stretch. So I'm going to push my knee forward, and I'm going to imagine that I'm pulling my hip back. Remember, one of the muscles was attached to the hip bone. There. So for looking from the front, it goes like this. You go forward with the knee, pulling your hip back, and open the other knee out to the side. So you're focusing just on the one leg. Now from here, you can turn the knee more into the center, and you'll feel how the stretch changes. It goes more, now because I've pushed the knee more into the center, I can feel the stretch going much more across. So you can range from here and to the inside. And then so again, holding for 40 seconds, 30 to 40 seconds, and then swap, other side. And watch again. I'm actually sending my knee almost forward in a sort of a rainbow direction. It goes up and over with the knee, pulling the hip back. So I'm pushing the knee down and trying to pull. The more I pull the hip back, the more intense the stretch. And those are my 2 best stretches for quads. So be strong to be useful and stretch to be free.